Alright everybody, this is Big Buster coming at you, the original Razorback. You understand what I'm saying? And you watching Buster, H.R. Johnson on YouTube. And this right here is the most important part of all. Like, share, and subscribe. If not, I'll come out there and kick your teeth down your stinking throats.
Gary never owed them that much because he didn't have that big a crowd. But when you have sell 2 tickets and can't prove it, and you got a building for 50, they're going to charge you 50 people.
Yeah.
So that's where that come from. And then they'd say, you know, check your guys, make sure they got license. Well, Gary would let his nephew wrestle, which his nephew shouldn't even say wrestling, much less wrestling. But yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's when I started. Some of this stuff that started coming up with LaFonce. Some of the heat started happening with LaFonce.
Over the commission?
Because I ran a show and he had told somebody that I did a really good job at running the show, running the back and everything, but it would be best if I ran it the way it needed me to do the right stuff by getting the license, getting the stuff, which I went and did.
Yeah.
And like, you know, that's when they told me, he's like, you know, you're supposed to do this within 30 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I didn't know that. And I said, there's just so much to read in this book.
Yeah.
I didn't know. And he's like, well, I'll approve the show. And he just told me who not to use from Jonesboro, or he would shut it down.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, I didn't want no heat or nothing. So I believe you was there. Manila. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was for the Boy Scouts.
Well, you know, you're talking that 30
Was
days.
LaFonce part of it?
LaFonce was there.
Yeah. Me and him was there.
I
I think I remember I worked, I was a Little Patriot, wasn't
Yeah, we had
I worked,
this was before the
Was it
hustle
Hambones?
started. Probably.
me and Stretch, not Stretch,
I just remember, the main event ended up being all 3 East Coast Bad Boys against Molly, Rick Burton, and somebody else. I can't remember who it was. But Cowboy had took, and he's, of course, you know, I'll let Cowboy do whatever he wants. He's like, hey, I got something for Ron Horn. I'm like, okay, what's up? He brought a guitar and forgot to gimmick it.
No, he didn't. He just told you he forgot.
you know,
Which it wouldn't have bothered me, dog. I wouldn't fit either way. But
you know, whenever I first started venturing out, it was with Tico. Y'all mentioned him. Really, truly, that's my favorite. So, like, as far as seeing in person, that's my favorite big guy to ever watch work or work with, hands down. He could really work for a big guy.
He
really
could
could.
talk the talk and walk the walk.
He looked like he belonged in the ring. You know what I mean? That's what really.
he don't rub me the wrong way one night.
Oh, he rubbed. Yeah, I mean,
he's rubbed me wrong several nights.
He's
wrong,
done. He's done all.
But you know, I charged him for it.
He's done me and him wrong.
Little lotion, never gonna be good.
Well,
So
he turned around.
we're going to Garland, Tennessee, and this is my first time really venturing out from Arkansas. And we're doing an angle and blah, blah, blah. I'm working with them. I don't remember who they put with me. But anyway, Tico and them end up taking their ball and going on down the road. It was Tico and Tommy Gunn, top notch.
Yeah.
And anyway, well, there's a guy there, and his son is the main guy. You know, he looked like Connor from OCW. You know, he looked good, had a good look, would listen, would follow directions.
I have no idea who that is.
From OCW?
Yeah.
Or not OCW?
MCW.
Oh, the Cutto kid,
Yeah,
LaFonce's grandson.
yeah. LaFonce's grandson. He looked like him. His name was Dustin Goldstar, or not Dustin, but it's not Dustin 5-star. It's like Dustin Gold or Star. I don't know what.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, his daddy is.
That was
Well, he was
Dusty
blonde.
3-star.
His daddy
Was
is.
he a blonde-headed kid?
No, he's redheaded
Oh, okay.
and freckle faced and shit. His daddy
Dustin
is.
Ring.
Ah, hell, I don't know. His daddy was Rick Murdoch. Cowboy, Rick Murdoch.
Oh, okay.
Wore cowboy boots with a crate sole like Bill Dundee and, you know, trunks. And well, he said, hey, y'all, they're going to put you with my son and you're going to work me and my partner. And I was like, well, who's your partner? And he said, you'll see him when you see him. And I was like, or you'll know when you see him. And I was like, well, hell, you know, I thought he'd bring in somebody. Well, he did, but nobody knows who the hell it was. When I was a kid, I shit you not, this guy used to freak the hell out of me. I was like 9, 10, going to watch him wrestle, you know what I mean? And this guy would come out of the crowd. You know who I'm fixing? When I say his name, you're automatically going to know who it is. And he'd be swinging this damn cowbell around. And he looked like he just chewing on his damn tongue.
Big Nasty Bill.
Big Nasty Bill. I love these shit out of Big Nasty Bill. Because I've worked him. That's
Mama did too. It's
And
kind of hard not to not like that man.
He was so talented. He'd take that damn bell and throw it across the ring, and it would. You just know it was going to go off the other side and hit them people, but it'd go off the ring and just barely fall
Yeah,
on the ground.
Bill is good, dude.
Very, very good guy. In the back, in the ring. I don't give a shit. I love the hell out of Big. But anyway, we worked. His damn fist is like that damn wide, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
And the finish was powerbomb, or you know, he'd do a few moves, powerbomb me. I'm taking the finish.
Obviously.
And I'm thinking that, you know, gonna get Sid Vicious and drove through the fucking mat. No, it was he worked it just like. But whenever he punched me, that's where I learned that you can hit somebody and not have to ask permission to do it.
Yeah.
Really, then you know what I mean? Because it just started fading out where you lurk light and all that. But that son of a bitch didn't ask no permission, and he knocked my dick in the dirt for sure. I mean, his fist was wide as my forehead.
Yeah.
And I mean, when he hit me, that son of a bitch put planted me. I mean, I'm little bitty, so I mean, he just. And he when we get in the back, and he's like, "You did a good job. You didn't ask no questions. You didn't bitch and whine." He's like, "We're good to go." He
That's
said,
what Spot told Eddie Martin about me. You need to hire him. Eddie says, why? He said, I just whooped his ass with a chair and he wants me to sign an autograph.
Look, talking about Big Bill, Titanic. Here's a picture of me and Big Bill with Titanic in the
And they're
middle of the
trying to
ring.
hang me.
And there's another one. I forgot about the hanging one, but there's one where we've got the Big Bill's cowbell rope wrapped around Titanic's neck, and we're on each side of him choking his ass out. Dude, man, Big Bill's a fucking good dude.
Yes.
Really good dude.
Very.
Really good fucking talent.
And he still can work. I'd like that son of a bitch
And
to
he's a
Bill.
big ass dude.
Bill.
Yeah, big guy.
I got
big
some.
barrel chested.
I got to get some revenge. Bring your old ass to Arkansas, and I'll teach you something next.
Shit.
I'll teach him that he won't be.
Hey,
He won't be.
got that goddamn fucking beer can
I'll-
scattered all over.
hey,
Look at that
hey,
fucking cowbell
You keep
packed in
fucking
the
with
bag.
me, and I'm calling Lee Michaels, motherfucker.
Oh my God, we back on Lee
Why
Martin.
you want to call him a motherfucker? That's Buster's job.
Look,
No, I really would like to do something with Bill. Though.
we
I
tossing
mean,
names around. We talked about Treat, talked about Big Bill.
Yeah, and I mean, who would ever think that? Big Bill part, you know what I mean? I mean, hell, nobody ever. I mean,
My first name, Loose Cannon.
Loose Cannon. You got to bring him in there because Loose Cannon is the type of guy that could work the opening match and it'd be a great match. Or he can wrestle midget and it'd be a great match. Or he can wrestle girls and it'd be a great match. Or he can be main event and it'd be a great match.
Yeah, see,
Can't-
the dude don't nowhere near
Get
get
the
the credit that he deserves.
hell no, he
as
don't.
being an all-around talent. The dude, look, we ran Paragould for 2000, almost all of 2006 and part of 2007. And if I couldn't be in the back to run the show, Titanic was the dude who ran it for me. I'm not Titanic, Cannon. Paul
Didn't do shit.
Anyway, Cannon, he was the dude who run the show. Matter of fact, he was the champion for what?
Long time.
Five or 6 months, maybe.
First time I ever laid eyes on that guy, me and him. Now he already knew him, obviously, but I didn't know him. Hell, we go to Rodney Mac's show on Jonesboro
Yeah.
on #1 and watch his show. And Loose Cannon was a headliner, and he was a loose cannon. And he come out and he's throwing shit in the ring, chair after chair after chair in the ring. I bet there was 30
He'd
damn
get up and
chairs.
say, excuse me, can I see that? And people just...
Yeah, there were
just-
more chairs sitting in the ring than there were people sitting in the damn crowd. and he'd get in the ring, and out of all them damn chairs in the ring, he grabbed one of them and just start commencing to beating the shit out of himself. Just wham, wham. I mean, Hardway busted himself open with his damn chair. I guess he didn't hit the sweet spot, and he might have hit.
Yeah, he hit the sweet spot.
He
That's
hit,
the
he
name
hit a
of
little,
Loose Cannon.
he hit a little higher or whatever, but that's the first time I've ever seen him. But I've worked with him a bunch of times. He's a very, very, very good heel. I mean, one of the top for me.
I owe a lot to him because
His back rates suck though. Loose Cannon, do you watch this? You're son of a bitch. His back rates suck because they're back rake.
Oh.
His back rates ain't worth a damn. You need to work on that.
The one fucking flaw the dude's got is the back right.
The one
That
flaw,
stuff
Loose
is
Cannon.
rough. I felt like I just got done having sex whenever he gets done doing that.
How do you
it's
know? How do you
rough.
know that's Loose Cannon?
Well, you know.
I owe a lot to him. I mean,
He
he
very respectable
he
worker.
he put me over for the heavyweight title at ASWF
Well, I'm gonna tell you
for my
something.
first heavyweight title. I mean, ever. So.
The best thing about Loose Cannon, I'm off tonight, I guess. Think about Lee Michaels, I guess.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, the best thing about Loose Cannon and the wrestling business is that Loose Cannon will do anything that you need him to do.
Hey, and anybody that's a Greenhorn or Lee Michaels or anybody, that son of a bitch has been working before he was ever even thought of, and it don't make a damn. If you told him to go out there and do 2 monkey flips and scratch that guy's nuts, I guarantee you he would do it. I promise you he would do it.
Yes, he would, in that order.
And he doesn't have to. He has a say-so. Lee Michaels and me personally, I don't have a say-so either. If I'm told to do something, I'm supposed to do
Well,
it.
that's just the business.
Yeah, I mean, hell, you got to accept that. But,
I mean-
what I'm saying is Loose Cannon's not going to say, well, no, I mean, and then raise hell about it. He'll go, okay, and he'll go out there and do
I
it.
mean, the story is the story. This is wrestling.
He's there to
Sometimes
work.
you're the fucking star.
He's there-
Sometimes you're the fucking joke.
He's there
And
to
we've
work.
all been both fucking places.
Yeah, I mean, hell,
I mean, it's as simple as that. And you just, I mean, it ain't about you anyway. It's about the show,
The
the
business.
company. Whoever you're working for, it's about the whole show. And that's when I like getting in with guys, get a whole crew of guys that want to have killer matches
Yes.
and they want to push each
Yeah,
other
yeah.
to have better
Better
matches,
matches.
but they all work together for the show. It don't matter if I'm going over tonight and the next night I'm kissing someone's ass on TV. It's for the show. Whatever the fucking story is that we're telling, and you got a part in it, be happy you got a fucking part. Because this is the business. That's what we do.
And there's thousands of independent wrestlers out there that's always wanted to go places, wanted to be on TV. I've been on Channel 5 several times. That don't make me no better than anybody else. But you know, my first show on Channel 5 lasted probably 35 seconds. And I got my ass beat pretty damn bad. And I was a big old boy. But you know what? That got me, because I done that, that got me the chance for Jerry Lawler to crawl up on that second rope and drop that fist on my forehead like he done Austin Idol, baby.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not the little thing you see. Wrestling is kind of almost like the universe. God's got the big plan. We just don't know what the end results is, and we might not like what we're going through right now. But at the end, if we do what we're supposed to, we're going to like it.
If we play our part.
Well,
Same way with
I'll
wrestling.
tell you this: my little 15 seconds of fame on the highlights they showed when I went to the Coliseum show, and they put it on that next day because it was a Friday night show, highlights on Saturday. I turned around and got a phone call, and this guy wanted me to come to his show, but he didn't want me to work. But he wanted me to be there, to come there and
Moral support type of.
talk to his guys. I swear to God, I've only
Sure.
been in the business 3 years.
Sure.
Come to find out, they paid me $100 to come talk to the guys, and it was a backyard promotion.
Well,
that's something.
Another little crazy story. I wrestled Brian Christopher on TV, and he was the heavyweight champion for USWA. And we went out there, had a great little match. After it was over with, me and my partner went to the club, and the girl come over and says, I thought I seen you on Wrestling Day. I said, yes, ma'am, I wrestle on Channel 5. She said, you wrestle Brian Christopher? I said, yeah. And, buddy, did she not put it on me because I touched Brian Christopher?
Well, she's kind of hoping she was going to smell Brian.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She had sex with me because I touched Brian. And I called Brian the next day and wanted to wrestle him every day after that.
Look, man, I put everybody there was over to put over at Channel 5. Doug Gilbert, fucking Jerry Lawler, Brian Christopher, Doomsday, which has turned out to be Kane,
Yeah.
JBL, fucking Billy Joe Travis, Flash Flanagan,
Billy Joe was really cool to work
Stephen
with.
Dunn.
Yeah. Billy Joe was a great guy, but he kind of had some of his vices that I didn't really go for.
Yeah, but I mean, all guys, most guys, especially from that era.
Oh, yeah.
They-
Well, no, when I'm talking about vices, I'm talking about young girls. He didn't do,
Yeah.
I don't know about the drugs, but he liked them. Young, you could bring a 14-year-old girl over and he would ask if she had a younger sister.
I don't know nothing about that,
But you know, I mean, that's Billy Joe. But other than that, he was a great wrestler. Yeah.
great dude, man.
I got
Cool dude. I like the dude, man.
Who's y'all's all-time favorite Memphis wrestler that not just come through but worked in Memphis area?
You can only pick one.
Just
When
one.
we say work, what do we mean?
A work.
They were main
I mean,
Mainstay.
obviously, I ain't gonna lie about it. Obviously, I growed up watching Jerry Lawler.
Sure.
Is that who you picking?
Well, I mean, I don't know that. That's
You
what
only
I'm,
pick one?
but I'm asking, what's
He
the
don't know the
criteria?
question.
What's the criteria for this? Are we picking?
No, the
Just-
all-time. If you had to be,
If you could work one guy,
no. If you had to be one of the wrestlers and be in his shoes for say a year,
one of the normal, usual guys that were
yeah,
there
just
all the time.
the normal guys that
Not like Hogan where he came in and
Yeah,
did a few
not
shows
Hogan.
left.
So we're
You know.
putting Lawler out of the picture.
No. Lawler's in the
Lawler's
picture.
in the picture. It'd
Well,
be
I
like
mean, but-
Lawler, Dundee, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, but them guys, Lawler, Dundee, there are Hulk Hogan. You know, I mean,
yeah, but he didn't stay, a long period of time. We're
He
talking
said
about-
they are our Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yes.
you
yes,
know what
yes.
I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. You
I think-
you can get in the ring with Jerry Lawler, and within a couple of minutes, you start learning shit. How easy this shit really is to do.
Yeah.
Just even communication. You know, people don't realize that guys want to grab holds and try to fucking talk when it's like being a magician. It's misdirection.
Yep.
You can be in the ring with Lawler and he'll be steady fucking talking to you back and forth the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I was in the ring with him, I was like, he's steady talking to me, and I don't want to answer, because I'm under the mindset that people are going to see me,
Yeah.
and I get to picking up on him, and I'm like, you want me just to talk with you? Yeah, just talk. Well, just call spots. You can be circling, and Lawler will be straight up, no hands around his face, none of that shit. Be talking with you, but he's moving his hands. He's doing this, he's doing that, and what he's doing is people are watching his movement.
What's going on
When he
over
moves
here?
his hands this way, or he does a move, or does a turn,
Slide of
he can
hand
be
down.
talking right
Yeah.
to you, but they're watching his body language.
Yes.
Not particularly his mouth. That's one of the first things I realized was that, and I'll tell you what, it was like a fucking light bulb, because when you first break in this business, if somebody don't take you under your wing and kind of show you that, you get in the habit of, we got to find them spots, them holes
We
where we
got
can
to-
communicate. When no, we can communicate the whole motherfucking time if it's done right, you
Yes.
know? All you got to do is be moving, because people's watching whatever you're doing and not watching your mouth then.
Well,
And
unless they read lips, and most people can't, they just think you're mouthing off at them.
he's the easiest dude in the world to work, especially if you're a young fucking, pretty much when you're in the ring with Lawler, everybody is a young green guy. I don't give a
Well,
fuck
yeah.
if you've been in the ring 25 fucking 30 years. He's Jerry Lawler, one of the best fucking ring generals
Yes.
ever in the history. He's a guy that does not get the credit. I put Jerry Lawler right up there with Ric Flair. Hulk Hogan. Here's the difference.
yeah.
Ric Flair was more of an athletic worker. He's the guy that goes in there and he put in the work. The athletic, the bumps, the moves, the holds, the wrestling. He was an athletic worker. Jerry Lawler's a fucking
Brawler.
No, he ain't just that. Jerry Lawler's a fucking genius when it comes to psychology.
He brought a lot of class to Memphis wrestling. Well, if you watch WWF a lot, when I don't watch it, but that thing where they went to the Golden Gate Bridge and throwed the belt off, Stone Cold's belt off in the river, they done that in Memphis 20 years before that.
Sports entertainment came from Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't something Vince invented. That shit was invented right here. And it wasn't Jerry Lawler. Jackie Fargo and them were doing it before Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler, in my opinion, the best at it. I mean, psychology, that's what wrestling really is psychology. You can get in there and have athletic matches, but Jerry Lawler can get in there and just breathe a certain way and people pick up on it.
Yes.
He can move a certain way and people drop their fucking babies and throw them in the air just because this dude. I mean, I've heard Jimmy Cornette say it. He said you could be behind Jerry Lawler and you could tell the expression on his face by his body, by the way he used his body. You know what I mean? And it's true. The dude is a fucking genius. I mean, really, I love Ric Flair. Love Ric Flair. I like Hulk Hogan, but I love Ric Flair. But if you wanted to ask me if I had to put them both right here, right now, Ric Flair can go in and work 60, 90-minute athletic matches better than Jerry Lawler. But can't nobody go in there and work
15
like Jerry
minutes
Lawler.
off the
Well, hold on now. Jerry Lawler used to put in hours. Now, but they were different kind of hours. But that don't mean the people were less with them. You get what I'm saying? Jerry Lawler is good at bringing out the emotion in people. You understand? He's good at identifying what people really want to see or really want to feel like. And that's what wrestling is. It's about emotion. You know, I mean, look, if I was a mark for anybody, it'd be Lawler because,
yes.
I mean, it wasn't nothing special before I got into business, but after I got into business, fucking dude is a genius. It's just like Jimmy Cornette. If I had $1 million and I wanted to start a wrestling company, the first fucking person I would hire on my roster would be Jimmy Cornette to okay every fucking thing that he'd have the last word of what went out in front of the people, whether it was television or just out at a fucking house show, because the motherfucker knows his wrestling.
Yeah.
He knows what works, why it works, and he understands that the same shit that worked 100 years ago still works now if you do it right.
If you do it right.
It's emotion. That's what wrestling is. It's evoking emotion out of people. You can go in there and have Chris Benoit matches, Eddie Guerrero fucking matches, but when you can go in there and pull a strap down and motherfuckers explode because you know how to set all that shit up and get them people to that level.
I agree.
In 15 minutes instead of an hour, though. Well, I'm
That's
saying
right.
Lawler can work 15-minute shows where everybody else got to work an hour.
What?
It's cut.
Cut?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not cutting. His punk ass is cutting.
Who do you say? He says
well,
Jerry.
hold on. Let's
He says
not-
Jerry Lawler, obviously.
Let him get his shit back up.
Well, hell, fuck him. What you just said, piss on him. He's cutting. We ain't.
Yeah, but let him get his shit back up because we don't want to miss none of this shit.
Yeah, you know.
Once we get to an hour,
Hey,
we'll see what we do.
I got to get him back to the damn nursing home. It's past Jello time.
Get that shit running because before we say a few more wrestlers, let's go and put him on the spot. Go on.
You put me
Are
on the
you
spot
ready?
all damn time.
All right, go ahead.
I stand.
Go ahead.
All right, before we, everybody else gets to say their guy. My guy's obviously Jerry Lawler.
Obviously.
All right, you don't back down from no challenges, do you?
No.
Not one, no matter what the fuck it is, right?
Yeah.
Are you sure? So
What
are
are
you?
you talking about? I'm talking about fighting, though.
I'm talking
Or
about challenges, period.
What do you got in that bottle?
Okay, hold on. Before you unveil, if you've paid any attention to, if you've watched
Oh,
the
hell
videos,
no. I know what
Hell
this
no,
is.
punk boy,
I
no.
know what the hell this
No.
is. This is my surprise.
there was a little extra purchase. There was already two. The little purchase was made to make three, and we was going
And I
to
would've
make
got
sure we got
4
your.
if I knew
We was just
Freddie
going to
was
make sure your ass got here.
Well, wait a minute.
No, this is on you. We're challenging you.
Okay, hold on. I'll do it. But he's going to have to chip with me. That's all I got to say.
After what?
Half the chip with
It's not
me.
chip.
Yeah, I'll have to tip with him.
It ain't a chip, brother.
What the
You
fuck?
can't have this anyway.
Okay, what is it?
So do you accept the challenge? Come on, Bud Light.
I'm not Mexican, you know.
Look,
I
they
know
ain't
what's
got-
in that
they
damn
ain't got
box.
nothing to do with Mexico. Being in prison is stereotyped.
At the end of this, is that what you're talking about?
At the end of this, we are going to do a little something else. Probably won't take long because you punks won't last long, but I mean, accept the fucking challenge.
Okay.
This is wrestling.
I
Accept the
accept-
shit.
I accept.
All right, y'all. My brother was supposed to have done this with me
Oh,
months
hell.
and months and months ago, but he punked out too.
And I said that I would do it with you on the interview that we did
2
weeks ago.
And so then, when we discussed the fact of us getting together and doing this uncensored, I talked to him and I said, you know what? I said, I've got 2, but I think I'm going to order another one because, and I ain't going to tell Brody J shit because I'm scared you would
And I
not
was
show
going to post
us.
something about it. I was going to post something on it about
Brody, I
on
told you to warn
Facebook.
you before.
And he turned around, he told me, he's
I
like,
ain't scared of shit.
well, we ain't telling, he goes, I ain't telling Brody. I said, well, I ain't saying shit.
I ain't scared.
All right, Brody J. Give that
This
to him.
is
There's
the
yours.
toe of Satan.
Yeah, I know.
Don't open it
I
yet.
knew what it was. I knew what.
Titanic,
Gosh, man.
that's yours.
Oh, thank you.
And this is mine. Hey,
I ain't got one.
well, I didn't know you
Dadgum.
was coming, Fred.
Oh, yeah, right.
Guys, we ain't gonna do this right this second. We're gonna finish up. Everybody's gonna give their favorite wrestler, their one guy, and then when we end this,
Hey, let's do a little, you know, you started something with me.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what.
and-
That's what.
And I'm not saying we need to take it all a long time because, I mean, as long as this is in for 5 minutes, we're good. Because,
You know.
I
I
mean,
And for 5 minutes.
I mean, I'm sure all
Where they
three,
gonna
I
put
mean,
it?
I'm sure all 3 of us could suffer for 5 minutes. I mean,
I ain't the
Is
sucker.
Is that the 5? Is this you
Y'all
gonna
the
last 5
suckers.
minutes? Is that
Yeah.
what it is? God damn.
Here's the deal. You don't,
You can't spit either.
no,
I like that idea. Put it in and don't spit.
look, you don't have to swallow the juice. That's part of their gimmick. Everybody who does it, we got some.
there's nowhere to put it.
You
But-
can
but-
let it run out of your mouth, but you can't
But
spit
you
it.
can't take the sucker out of your mouth when you spit the juice into
Good thing
a
that
cup.
this is R fucking rated. Is all I gotta tell you.
But hey, I'm a little worried about this one too. So
But
Yeah,
anyway,
I've been-
let's move on. I don't even want to talk.
let's
about
get
it.
on it.
You
Let's
was
get
doing the
this-
name. You was doing the name thing with me.
Well, hang on. Let's finish what we started.
Okay, well,
Let's go through the. We got time. I mean, I ain't in
Hey,
a
look,
hurry.
I already know who he's gonna pick, but I want to hear.
Well,
it.
I,
I already know. I bet
Jerry
you-
Lawler's a great guy. He brought a lot of talent
I bet you.
and
I know
class to Memphis wrestling. But there's another guy that got a little short changed in the process. And this guy was at every show that they had since he started. And that's Bill Superstar Dundee.
Hey, I'm
He-
right there with you.
He is right there. Him and Bill is like this because Jerry's just a little bit taller than Bill. And I always tell Bill, I said, Bill, you know why you're not you the superstar? He said, why? I said, because Jerry the King was already taken. And he'd always laugh and
The
carry on.
cool story about Bill. I got 2 of them, but I'm only gonna tell one.
Yeah, because I got some
Ron-
things to say about Bill too before we
The
get on.
NWF had a show in Leachville, and we brought Bill in. And he got his stuff, got dressed in this corner, and did not, I am telling you, I swear to God, did not speak until he was spoken to. He sat right there, as being a vet, and being places that we'll never go and places we'll only dream of. He
Bill's
sat
like
right
that.
there, and he did not speak until you walked over and talked to him.
Bill's like
Very, very huge
And when
amount
Bill-
of respect for that.
And
guy.
when Bill comes over and says, look, this match sucked, and he'll tell you why, he's not saying that because he's a better wrestler than you. He's saying that because he's in the business, and if you're in the building with him, you're in his business, and he wants it to be the best show they are. So if I tell you what you're going wrong, maybe it's because you're doing it wrong because you don't know it's wrong. So I'm positive criticism, and Bill will not hold his tongue when he tells you how it is.
And I'll tell you something. When he gives you, so let's say Bill gives you a finish, You do it exactly the way Bill tells you to motherfucking do it, because Bill knows what the fuck he's doing and knows why it'll work. You don't ask him questions. This motherfucker's been booking. I mean, really, I didn't realize until YouTube came out, and I've been around Bill a pretty good bit. Worked with him a ton at Dogs.
Yeah.
Worked with him at KAW. Worked with him at Memphis Championship Wrestling. This dude, I mean, Bill Dundee is, if there's ever a legit fucking legend, Bill Dundee is one. He is. I mean, this dude, YouTube taught me shit about Bill Dundee, because just like Jerry Lawler, when I was working around Bill or with him some, I only know what I growed up on, what I seen with my own eyes, because you didn't have YouTube and you didn't have all this shit where you could go see archived shit and the history of Bill Dundee. Man, this dude is fucking, without Bill Dundee, there wouldn't be no sports entertainment. Memphis wouldn't have been as hot as Memphis was during the 80s and shit.
Yes.
Late 70s, 80s, without Bill Dundee. Jerry Lawler is better at getting Jerry Lawler over than getting other people over.
This is true.
Bill Dundee is a fucking booker. He can get you over. He can get me over. Get Freddie over.
And that's hard to do.
He can get fucking Paul over. If you just listen to him.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
If there's ever, I mean, you got this big Hall of Fame debate, but the truth be told, if any one motherfucker deserves to be in any fucking wrestling Hall of Fame, Bill Dundee's one of the motherfuckers that
Very,
deserve
very
it.
at the very top.
At the very fucking top.
All right.
I ain't got a negative. I couldn't say a negative thing about Bill. You know, I did a podcast with him, and it was like we'd known each other forever. I mean, we've met each other, but you know, they don't remember us.
I say his.
Yeah.
They really don't really remember us because they deal with so many people.
Yeah, I mean,
But I mean, it was so cool.
I like him.
But he made you think
one of the greatest.
that he's
We've been friends for years.
One of the greatest dynamic duos or whatever, you know, just two people in the back talking and arguing, and it's him and Randy. Hell, gosh damn boy, he run Randy in the ground, and Randy just go, nope, you ain't right. You know what I mean? You know how Randy is, just off the wall shit.
I like Randy.
And I love Randy to death. He's crazy.
Randy's not.
But
one
him
of
and
them.
Bill, but him and Bill together is even better.
Me and Randy Hill has never, ever seemed to connect. Well, truthfully, we've really never been around each other. Ah, fuck, man. Maybe 6-7 times through my whole fucking wrestling career. But I don't know. We've just never
that's how actually
never connected. You know what I mean?
And between Randy and Handsome Jimmy, those were about the only two big name guys that knew me.
Handsome Jimmy's
unless,
I
you know,
love
like
Handsome
Maple,
Jimmy.
but Maple had to see me to know me.
Yeah. The Randy Hales is how I got to work in Memphis. My wrestling partner, Sweet Joe Eldorado, he went to school with him at Jonesboro High School. And he called him up one day. I said, Randy, why don't you put us on there? So, you know, Randy had the pull he had. So we got to go to Memphis.
So who do you pick?
I mean, I grew up with Lawler.
So you say Lawler too? I have to say mine's Double J.
Mine
I always loved it.
Well, you know, I
That's
mean,
a
I
train,
always.
man.
There's one thing
It depends on. It's just. I mean, it's pretty.
You know
much
who trained
big
me?
Lawler.
Don Bass.
Ooh, man, God
In a
dog.
barn, the ring was made out of 2x6s on the 4x4s, and that's to keep it up out of the mud. The ropes was rope. We